Issuing a media release today, Australian Minister of Immigration and Citizenship Tony Burke revealed that Australia had successfully transferred its first group of asylum seekers subject to the Australian government's new regional settlement arrangement to Papua New Guinea.
The charter flight with the group of asylum seekers from Iran, Afghanistan and Pakistan, escorted by the Australian Federal Police, the DIAC staff, interpreters and medical staff, departed Christmas Island. The media release by Minister Tony Burke notes that the group of 40 asylum seekers landed in Manaus province early today, where they will be accommodated while their asylum claims are processed by the Papua New Guinea government. Burke added that people found not to be refugees will be allowed to return to their home country, a country where they have the right of residence, or will be held in a transit facility. The Australian Minister of Immigration also noted that there is no cap on the number of people who can be transferred to Papua New Guinea, and transfers will continue on a regular basis.
The people smugglers no longer have a product to sell. There is no point getting on a boat anymore. And the first group that has gone across under the new rules have this applied to them. In the coming days, there will be more and more who are flowing across. And over time, every single person who arrives under these new rules will find that the government is true to its word and they will not be settled in Australia.
31 Indian fishermen arrested on charges of fishing illegally in Sri Lankan waters were further remanded after being produced before the Trincomalee Chief Magistrate today. According to our correspondent in the area, the fishermen have been remanded until the 7th of this month. The 31 Indian fishermen were taken into custody along with 4 boats off the coast of Mullaitivu. Meanwhile, Jayalalitha Jayaram, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, in a letter to Indian Premier Dr. Manmohan Singh, has attempted to draw attention to the plight of 34 fishermen from Tamil Nadu who were apprehended by the Sri Lanka Navy.
Jayalalitha Jayaram, in a letter to the Indian Prime Minister, points out that she had repeatedly written about incidents where Tamil Nadu fishermen fishing in waters around Kachuthiv have been subject to unprovoked brutal assaults, grievous hurt and abduction at the hands of the Sri Lankan Navy. Jayalalitha charges that despite her repeated attempts at highlighting this issue, quote, there appears to be no concerted effort by the Government of India to secure the release of these fishermen, unquote. The Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu notes that the entire fishing community in Tamil Nadu is agitated over such issues and has requested Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh to personally intervene to direct the Indian Ministry of External Affairs to take this matter up through the highest diplomatic channels.
Now, when Newsfirst made inquiries, Commander Kosala Warnakulasuriya, the Navy's media spokesperson, noted that the Navy has never taken into custody Indian fishermen who have not violated the Sri Lankan maritime boundary. Commander Warnakulasuriya, who added that Indian fishermen have never been assaulted or tortured by the Sri Lanka Navy, reiterated that the fishermen have been handed over to the Police and Fisheries Department for legal processing.
It is widely believed that the best cane products enter the market from the Manampiti area. The following report was filed by our correspondent Roshan Tushara on the current status of those engaged in this trade.
The occupation of over 1,000 families in the Mantota Soruvilla Sarvodaya villages in Manampiti is manufacturing cane products.
Our parents engaged in this industry. We are able to go to school because of the cane industry. We are doing the same for our children. It is with great difficulty that we obtain cane. When we go into the forest, there are elephants that charge at us. We take crackers with us to chase away the elephants.
This is just one of the many issues faced by the people of Manampiti for a long period of time.
We do not earn a large income through this occupation. It is difficult to sell the cane. We sell it to a trader. That is how people earn a day's meal.
Those engaged in the traditional cane craft industry are not issued permits to transport cane and do not have a market to sell their products, which has forced many to leave the industry. If we can obtain a loan from the government and if a permit is provided to us, it would be good.
We are sad that this industry would perish. If the government could lend a helping hand for us to develop the trade, it would benefit us.
MP Jayashree Ranga, the General Secretary of the Citizens Front, toured the Hatton area yesterday to inquire into the problems faced by the general public there.
Parliamentarian Jayashree Ranga met with the estate workers during his tour. The parliamentarian also held a meeting with estate leaders and the youth in the area. They said that the roads in the estates cannot be carpeted, but I believe it needs to be completed. Concrete is laid on either side, but the middle section of the road consists of sand. Many residents in the estates have three-wheelers. It is very difficult to take pregnant mother to hospital on these roads. This is a serious issue. This needs to change. We need to work together to accomplish it. It will be difficult at first, but we can do it. It will take a maximum of 5 years. I cannot do this alone. You need to join hands with me. Work was done for the past 60 years. But what has this area received? They will donate 10 roofing sheets to build a house. We need to work for everyone disregarding differences. If people in the opposition receive 6 million rupees, how much money can people in the government get? What happens to this money? Have they begun any infrastructure projects? No, it has gone into their pockets.
The annual Ther festival of the Siva Subramaniam Kovil in Slave Island was held today. The festival, also known as the Golden Chariot Festival, which commenced on the 23rd of last month, drew large numbers of devotees. The historic Siva Subramaniam Kovil in Slave Island was established by Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan.
In business news tonight, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka says that inflation in the country has decreased to 6.1% during the month of July from 6.8% in the previous month.
During the first 2 months of this year, inflation had increased to 9.8%. Although a considerable decrease in the inflation rate was evident in March and April, inflation increased in the month of May. Inflation dropped once again in June and July. However, the consumer price index, which stood at 176.5 points in June, rose to 176.8 points in July. The central bank attributes the contribution to the monthly increase in the index to price increases in the food and beverages category. Within the food category, the price of some varieties of vegetables and fresh fish, green chilies, fruits, potatoes, big onions, red onions and limes increased in July. The CBSL points out that increases in prices were also reported in subcategories of transport, clothing, footwear and other goods and services.
In sports news, Sri Lankan 2020 skipper Dinesh Chandimal said that several specialist T20 players have been named in the squad with the aim of performing in the highest level against South Africa in their first T20 encounter tomorrow. Speaking at a media briefing today, Chandimal added that the team will not take the 3-match T20 series lightly, even though Sri Lanka beat the Proteas in their one-day series.
Tomorrow's first T20 encounter of the series, scheduled to be played at the R. Premadasa Stadium, will be the second time the two teams meet in a T20 match. Sri Lankan paceman Nuwan Kulasekara, who did not feature in the ODIs after picking up an injury during the Caribbean Tri-Series, has been named in the squad. Mahala Jayawardena and Lasith Malinga, who were rested for Sri Lanka's 5th ODI against South Africa, have been named in the squad, while the rested Rangana Herath misses out. Sri Lanka are also the currently number 1 ranked T20 international team. Meanwhile, according to the Hindustan Times, Indian police said today that 3 bookies were arrested in Goa for accepting bets on the 5th ODI between Sri Lanka and South Africa played yesterday. Indian police said that the trio Sunil Shukla, Hitesh Desai and Hitesh Jatakia, all hailing from Mumbai, were caught accepting bets last night. The police added that the bookies are linked to a bigger network outside Goa, which is being probed, and that the betting was happening online, which is monitored by their group leader in Mumbai. Sri Lanka defeated South Africa by 128 runs in Colombo last night to wrap the ODI series 4-1.
And on Entertainment First tonight, the Young Soloist concert presented by the Symphony Orchestra of Sri Lanka was held at the Navarangahala in Royal College, Colombo last evening. The Symphony Orchestra of Sri Lanka, which is the oldest orchestra in South Asia, takes special interest in fostering young Sri Lankan talent and dedicates one of its annual subscription concerts to feature young soloists. The concert, conducted by Dushanti Pereira, featured young pianist Luis Pereira. Works from Mozart, Dvorak and Muskowski captivated the audience last evening.
And that's all the news we have for you today. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Shanali De Silva.
And I'm Nadim Majid. Good night and good luck.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.